Thankfully, the Brandon Aiyuk saga with the negotiations and the back and forth and being traded to the Steelers is long behind us. However, there are still some details emerging of how crazy that negotiation really was. Jay Glazer went on the broadcast today to say that, you know what? Brandon Aiyuk was actually getting traded to the Steelers, but it was Brandon Aiyuk who stopped the trade and got the deal done in the 11th hour with the San Francisco 49ers, basically detailing how close this situation was to being a divorce, to Brandon Aiyuk getting shipped away to the Steelers. It was there. And obviously, we heard Brandon Aiyuk talk about it in the press conference where he was like, "Yeah, it might have been a little bit more difficult in the end than I needed to be," and this maybe kind of sheds a little bit of light into really just how close it was from Brandon Aiyuk being a Steeler. But take a listen to Jay Glazer right here, and we're going to react to the situation on the other side.
How's this first scoop that nobody knows? The day it actually got done, the 49ers were trading him to the Pittsburgh Steelers. It was already en route there. And then all of a sudden, Brandon Aiyuk happened to show up early to the facility that day. Went downstairs trying to meet with Kyle Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan was trying to get in touch with the front office, but they couldn't take his call because they're trying to get the trade done to the Pittsburgh Steelers. So Shanahan actually ran all the way upstairs, said, hold this. Let's put a hold on these trade talks right now. Pittsburgh will call you right back. They went down and talked to Aiyuk for about 2 hours. They said, look, you have until the end of practice. We're either trading you to Pittsburgh today, or you could take the deal that's been on the table. It's up to you, but you have till the end of practice. He says, this is where I want to be. Brandon Aiyuk remains a 49er.
I mean, that's pretty crazy. The fact that they were getting ready to send Brandon Aiyuk to the Steelers, he shows up early. Him and Kyle talking it out. Kyle has to run upstairs to be like, hold on. We're not going to process this trade just yet. And they have to like kind of go through and talk it out and ultimately stop the trade that would have sent Brandon Aiyuk to the Steelers. And I'm super happy they didn't, because they would have gotten a second and third round pick, which I don't feel like is a good enough value for Brandon Aiyuk. I understand why that would only be the return, is because the Steelers would have to turn around and pay Brandon Aiyuk. So I get that the days of getting a first round pick are over with. But again, that wouldn't have helped your team. It wouldn't have helped the 49ers be better. And I get it. The 49ers had to make a decision. They presented their best offer, and it was up to Brandon Aiyuk to accept. And at that point, he had it. So a lot of back and forth, talk about so much drama. Obviously, the situation's behind us. I don't imagine that we'll hear much more about this, but this is just it's a look inside into like how crazy, things can be and how close things can be from shaking a completely different direction. That would have changed the entire trajectory of Brandon Aiyuk's career. It could have changed the entire trajectory of the San Francisco 49ers season this year. And who knows the impact that would have in future years. So again, just a wild situation. And the NFL is such a crazy business, right? Because we typically hear about the deals that get done. We don't always hear about the deals that don't get done. And sometimes the best deals in the NFL are the ones that don't get done, like this one. I still am in the firm belief that Brandon Aiyuk needs the 49ers and the 49ers need Brandon Aiyuk. This is a marriage that needed to happen. We needed these guys together. Brandon Aiyuk, Brock Purdy, we needed that. Kyle Shanahan needed that separation and speed and true wide receiver one prowess from Brandon Aiyuk. These guys needed each other. So I'm very happy that they were able to get it done. I'm very happy that we got it behind us, and we're just going to look forward to the beginning of the season. And now we can just look back and we can laugh at, oh, that silly contract. Where were you during the Brandon Aiyuk contract negotiation? So, I'm glad we can laugh about it now, because not a lot of us were laughing about it in real time. It was quite the scenario. It was quite the situation. And boy, oh boy, are we happy that it is over? But what did you guys think about this whole situation? How close it was? How just really is you talk about a standoff. This was a standoff. And we had talked about it for a couple weeks leading up to the deal getting done. Is they were up to the finish line. Both sides, toes right next to the finish line, and they were just waiting. They're waiting to see which side was going to cinch the handshake. Both the hands were out. We made this analogy a ton of times where they were like this, and it was like, who's going to be the one to cinch the handshake? And it looks like in the end, it was Brandon Aiyuk coming to the San Francisco 49ers saying, all right, I'm here to stay. Let's get this done. I don't want to go to the Steelers. So I'm really happy that that happened because I did not want Brandon Aiyuk on the Steelers. And you look at their quarterback situation, they're about to run out Justin Fields. You know, their quarterback situation is a bit of a disaster. So I think it would be better to stay with a long-term solution in Brock Purdy, who will be this team's franchise quarterback. So I'm just happy we got it done. Thank goodness. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.